I've been testing a bunch of these HVAC scheduling software lately, and a bunch of these platforms are way better for smaller businesses than others. Some are simple and efficient, some are overloaded with features most smaller teams will never use, and some get expensive really fast. So in this video, I'll break down which HVAC scheduling software actually makes sense depending on your business size, workflow, and operational needs. I'm Mikey with BizGlow, and I'll show you where each software works well and where they start becoming frustrating. Now let's get into it. For most HVAC businesses with around 1 to 5 technicians, I think Jobber is the safest starting point. What Jobber does really well is simplicity. The scheduling calendar is clean, dispatching is easy to understand, and most technicians can figure out the mobile app pretty quickly without a ton of training. So you can create estimates, convert them into jobs, invoice customers, and collect payments all inside the same workflow. And for smaller teams, that matters a lot because you're usually trying to reduce chaos and not add more systems. Jobber starts becoming limited in reporting and operational depth. And once your business starts growing, you'll probably want more dispatch visibility, workflow automation, technician tracking, and reporting. But for smaller HVAC companies, it's honestly one of the easiest platforms to run day by day. So if you're currently still using spreadsheets, whiteboards, or paper scheduling, then Housecall Pro is exactly what you're looking for, and it's very beginner friendly. It's the fastest platform to go from sign up to running real jobs. The drag and drop scheduling calendar is genuinely intuitive, and there are some downsides. The biggest thing people need to understand with Housecall Pro is the pricing. The advertised pricing usually isn't the real world pricing most HVAC businesses end up paying because features like GPS tracking and deeper integrations require higher plans. So just go into it understanding your actual monthly costs will probably be higher than the entry plan. All right, FieldPulse starts making more sense once you're growing from a very small team. This is where you start getting more operational structure like technician tracking, stronger dispatching, workflow management, and better organization across multiple techs. I also think FieldPulse does a good job balancing usability without becoming overly enterprise level like ServiceTitan. The downside is it's probably overkill for small teams. So if you have 1 or 2 technicians, then Jobber or Housecall Pro are usually simpler and cheaper. Workiz is interesting because it's one of the few platforms really focused around dispatching and phone management together. If your office gets slammed with inbound calls during peak HVAC season, the built-in phone system can actually be a huge operational advantage. Everything stays connected: calls, scheduling, dispatching, technician assignment. But pricing can climb pretty quickly as your team grows. And honestly, if call management isn't a major pain point for your business, then there are probably simpler platforms that give better value overall. Now, ServiceTitan is kind of in its own category. This is a serious operational platform for larger HVAC companies. The reporting is powerful, the dispatching tools are advanced, and it's designed for businesses running a lot of volume. But I also think a lot of smaller HVAC companies jump into ServiceTitan way too early. The honest downsides are that it's expensive, implementation takes time, and if your business isn't operationally ready for it, it can honestly slow your team down instead of helping. So unless you're running a larger operation with dedicated office staff and real volume, then I would think smaller businesses are better off starting with something simpler and more affordable. So if I had to break it down simply, Jobber is probably the best starting point for most small HVAC businesses. Housecall Pro is great if ease of use and fast setup is your main focal point. FieldPulse makes sense once you start scaling. Workiz is strong for dispatch heavy businesses, and ServiceTitan is really for larger operations that need enterprise level systems. At the end of the day, the best software is the one that your team will actually use consistently every single day. Because even the most advanced platform won't help if your technicians hate using it. If you want, I'll also link our full breakdowns and comparisons for each platform below. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.